Hello, I made a blackjack program where a player competes against the dealer to see who can get to 21 without going over, or closer to 21 without going over. I created this playing card class, which essentially is just an object that holds an integer value and a string suit. Um, the value is the value of the card because you need it to equal 21, and the suit is mostly for aesthetics and so you know that it's a face card, so it's like an actual playing card. I have these two constructors. One allows you to make a playing card object with no values, and one allows you to automatically put in the parameters that equal the value and the suit. I didn't need any methods that change those values because I just made them straight off the bat. But I did need to access the value and the string, so I got those two things. I then made a deck class, which is essentially just an array of playing cards, objects, and so I have this. I know there's a lot better ways to do this, but this is just how I did it. And I know there's a lot better ways to use the instead of using a string object here, but I'm not that clever. So I just did it in a very simple, not very smart way. And I created all these fields, which were just my cards, and then I put them in an array, which is essentially my deck. And then I made a constructor, which initializes that deck. And I have these accessors because I still need to access the playing cards within my array. I needed to get both their value and their suit. So I have these two accessor methods and I have this to get a hold of the suit and this to get a hold of the value. And I needed this last one because I needed to simulate shuffling, and this doesn't actually change anything in the array. I'm just using this random object I found on Java, and I'm randomizing the index number. So it's choosing a random index number, and that's how I recreated shuffling. I then um, use this main class. So this is my main where I actually had my program. Um, I created a deck. I needed a scanner for user input. I have these integer values that just hold numbers that I do calculations with. I start my program and I'm asking them how many chips they would like, and I'm creating this while if else so that I know that it's a positive number and not a negative number because we don't gamble to lose money, do we? And so I have this little loop right here, and I'll show you how that works in a minute. And then I asked them how much they want to bet because they already set up how many chips they wanted. And um, so this also does, this is checking to see, this while loop is checking to see if the bet that they've just given is more than the chips that they actually have. And these two are a little silly of me because I didn't get around to setting it so that um, my aces in my deck could be either 1 or 11, so you can't automatically win. But if you'd been dealt your two cards and you had gotten blackjack, which is a face card and an ace, or a 10 and an ace, it would have calculated that you would have automatically won that set. But I didn't do that for Ace. So in the program I wrote, you can actually win, even though I've set it up and it looks like you could. Um, and then I did the same thing for the dealer, which would mean you would lose. Um, and so this is my program, and I will run it for you right now. Okay, so how many chips would I like to begin with? Let's start off and test that if else we saw and put in a negative number. So, oh, no, please enter a positive number with no decimal. So let's do 100 now. Okay, and now we're out of that loop. So how much would you like to bet? I would like to bet, and let's test that other if else statement. So let's add more than the actual chips that we have, which is 100. And it doesn't like that, and I fixed it. So it's I put in the correct number. I don't know why it's reading that. I must not have saved. But um this was supposed to say something else. I don't know why it's reading the same thing. And and then it pulls these two cards and shows us what I had. So I had a king of spades and a two of hearts, and the dealer had a four of clubs and also a two of hearts because I didn't limit my deck. It's an unlimited deck, so you can pull the same card more than once. I actually worked really hard to try and come up with a check deck to make it so that I only had one deck, and I was attempting to make two arrays. One ray in my draw would log all of the index numbers that were called for, but it just never worked out and I ran out of time. So this was my attempt at a blackjack program. I hope my failures lead to your successes. Uh, if you have any tips, that'd be great. I had shockingly a lot of fun trying to make this. And thank you for watching.